state the third question, and then we'll have the panel respond.
My question is more towards the issue and this here. I'll take up with what Professor Boonlert started off about the education of communication students here, because by the way, my name is Kariuki, head of research at AME in Singapore. I've been teaching communications in mass communications in Singapore. What I have noticed is not only in Singapore, it's in many other Asian countries. There are very good institutes which train mass comm graduates, but they get good skills, technical skills, but there's hardly any political sciences or social sciences included in the mass comm programs. For example, I was asked to teach a cross-cultural communications course in Singapore a few years ago. What I found was there were no books in the library which were written from Asia, with an Asian perspective. Almost all were from America. They were talking about the blacks, the Hispanics, the whites, and relations between them, not about Malays, Chinese, Indians, Filipinos, which is more in the Asian context. So that's one of the problems I think we need to look at, including cross-cultural communications in mass communication programs in Asia, so that we talk about communicating among Asians or between Asians, because countries in this region, I think most of us from Asia know very well, find out about each other from the West, to the Western media, to Western academic research. So how do you do that? I'll just give you one anecdote. Now, I have been traveling to Bangkok very often. I'm Sri Lankan born Buddhist. Now, since 9/11, every time I arrive in Bangkok, my bags are being checked. Obviously, they think I'm a potential Pakistani Islamic terrorist. Though I'm a Buddhist, for 20 years we were living in Australia. Thai monks are performing all our religious ceremonies, including my father's funeral. Now, how do you get over these stereotypes of Asians? And if you're Thai or Filipino or Chinese woman traveling in the region, you know the experiences you will have about stereotyping. So this is a question. I think we need a book from the Asian perspective, a collaborative project, and development of curriculum and cross-cultural communication in the region.
Okay, thank you very much. Who on the panel would like to address one or more of these questions?
Okay, thank you very much for this, I think, very good question. Well, since from Indonesian participant, I would like to comment that there is a good example when I started to establish a dormitory at the university. Because we had a lot of conflicts in the campus. Our campus is about 25,000 student bodies. So coming from all over the countries, probably more than 80 different ethnic groups, races, and also religions. So we have a lot of problem in student interaction in the campus. So what we did, we tried to establish a multicultural programs when these 3,000 new coming students must live in the dormitory for 1 year together. So I think the result is very, very successful. We evaluated the programs and turned out that the conflicts, where the differences among the students is being reduced significantly, and they are becoming friends, they are becoming a big family, including appreciating and respecting different cultures. So I think Indonesia is very rich in background in cultures and also in different tradition. So by having these programs, we introduce into extra curriculum on the understanding of different cultures. So that's, I think, the wonderful story that reflect there is a program can be embedded into the university activities when students also able to learn different arts, different music, different cultures in the programs. The second one, I think when I was the ambassador of Indonesia to UNESCO. I think in UNESCO we had a program also as ambassador in the region. So one of ambassador appointed by the Director General of UNESCO to become the ambassador in the region. For example, in education and cultures, there was one famous artist, Indonesian artist. Her name is Christine Hakim, appointed by Director General to become ambassador so that she can visit and interact with the nation in the ASEAN regions. And the last one, also I noticed there are several publication and books produced by UNESCO in these social sciences related to the management of transformation, social change and conflicts using the cases of ASEAN. So I think you can access these books and publication from UNESCO, also from our national Agency of Sciences. Thank you.
Mr. Boonlert?
Thank you very much, Mr. Okay, thank you for the question. I'd like to first answer the question by the first statement and then later for my friend from Aman. In fact, the term peace journalism, or whatever you call journalism, about peace, I think we tried in Thailand, especially after the incidents, the 11th September, that the World Trade. So we talk about the peace journalism. And we tried to have a curriculum in Thailand especially. But we did not succeed well because the term peace itself, it was not attractive to the practitioner in my country. But anyhow, what we expect is not really the term peace journalism. But I'm a journalism graduate in Thailand also, but in other Asian and also in USA. What I would like to suggest that if we really follow the very basic practical journalism or journalism principle, for example, if you cover the crisis, if the media cover the crisis comprehensively and report the accurate or the truth from the crisis, that is a very basic, and use the judgment or analysis reporting, like investigative, interpretative. I think that's a basic requirement for good journalists. So, but I think that is good enough that to create peace, not to fuel the crisis. That's what we expect, even though we don't have a distance. And the second question from my friend from Hendrika is that I agree with you that journalism training in Asian countries, especially in Thailand also, we tend to emphasize really the communication courses without, in fact, journalism is an interdisciplinary. What I have studied is that when we study journalism, it doesn't mean only newspaper, but also broadcast journalism. Normally, we are required to take other liberal science. At least 50% it should come from other disciplines, not in communication. So I agree with you that it should be more interdisciplinary. And the second one about the books, I agree also that there should be more Asian. What I expect when you talk about the stereotype, these reflect what we call a bad practice of journalism. Like we have media cover the crisis in the southern part of Thailand. We have a problem with the provinces. I'm sorry to mention that some newspapers, that's what they call stereotype. I'm sorry to mention that if they cover, for example, the insurgents or whatever they term it as, I'm sorry to say, like Muslim or some other religions, something. That's a kind of stereotype. I think that's wrong. That's a bad instead of the poor coverage. That's what I think.